Welcome back, everyone. I finished the quest and now I'm turning it in, and we're gonna leave. No, talk to me, not the crazy people. I'm here to turn the bounty.
Finger. What do you have for me?
All of them.
Gil Antrim. Real name, Guillaume. Duly processed by a freelancer on behalf of Spacer's Choice. I remember him. He was just a kid last I saw him. Shame.
I wonder what the cap level
Just
is in
need your
here.
signature here, and here. Got any more fingers for me?
That's too many signatures.
Mabel Burgess. Age 37. Right or left-handed? Let's just say no longer applicable. I remember Doc Burgess. Conducted my physical every fiscal quarter. Guess she couldn't keep her hands off her patient's medicine. Still one outstanding bounty. If you've got a finger, I've got the paperwork. Here we are. Birdie Cotton. Cause of death. Let's just say overwhelming physical trauma.
What?
Was the local preacher before Max took over. Always was quick to remind us that we all get what we deserve in the end. Well, that's all three. I must remember to requisition some more fingerprint ink. Here's all the compensation you've earned, plus a bonus. You've done such a bang-up job hunting down our former workers that I thought it only proper to deputize you.
Woo!
Congratulations.
How did so many of your people end up
Let
marauders?
me stop you there. It is official Spacer's Choice policy that all marauders, regardless of prior affiliation to the Spacer's Choice brand, no longer qualify as our
Stupid. Sounds like marauders. All right, forget it. That doesn't really answer my question.
Marauders are folk who lost the will to keep working, wandered out into the wilds and gave into their baser instincts. Not everyone's cut out to work in Edgewater. Some turn deserter, some turn marauder. None of them get my sympathy.
Marauders seem to like Arena Time, or something else I wanted to ask you.
Everybody likes Adrenatime. It
What
is
is
the finest
that?
medical drug ever developed by Spacer's Choice. Much better than that crap anti-Cleo pedals.
Is it like
Sure,
morphine?
a little too much Adrenatime can bring out the violent animal in you, but if overdosing on Adrenatime turns you into a lunatic, you have only yourself to blame.
What?
Says so right on the warning label. Violent psychosis is a well-documented and legally accounted for side effect of Adrenatime.
This future sucks.
What's on your mind?
I hate you all. Alright, can I teleport to my ship? I think so. Aha! Let's get out of here. Let's see what the universe holds for us. I must see. Auntie Cleo's. Good for all that you ails. Wait, good for all that ails you. I'm doing the good reading. Yeah, back away from my ship. Are you still here? You're not even here.
Is this
Ah!
your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome.
That scared me.
Does she have a name yet? What's her driver?
Terrified me.
Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. Edgewater won't last another season without power, but that don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. Company expects me back at my post.
Does it? Those deserters left Edgewater behind. Nothing keep you from doing the same. You never been on a ship before? What are you telling me?
I've worked on the occasional supply coach in need of repairs. Once I built a little model craft out of spare parts, but Mr. Thompson found out and I had to take it.
Were you
apart.
born and
I
raised
wanna ask
here?
you something, and you can say no,
Oh yeah.
but can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing.
Yes.
And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
Please come with me. I'd be glad to have you along. Pick a cabin, it's yours. Are you sure Reed won't mind you leaving with me? You just met me. Why would you want to go into space with a stranger?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I had my misgivings about Miss McDevitt and the deserters, but you took pity on them and sent power to their garden even though you knew Mr. Thompson would hate you for it. All this time, you've been determined to get your regulator back, get your ship up and running, and cut a path out of this place. And well, I won it.
Yeah.
Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, ma'am.
I haven't even seen the cabins.
I can call you Captain now. I got a
Whoa.
captain.
Is the other dude here? I guess I'll see you on the ship. Yeah, there. How'd you get in here?
I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
Y'all people think you can just do whatever. I want to see the rooms. Everything's sealed still. Where do I put this? I guess I gotta put the... Get out of the way! Little power cord thing in.
Captain, I have detected that the town of Edgewater is now without power. I appreciate you doing your part to hasten their demise. What can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator?
I bet it's plug and play.
Step 1. Pick up your power regulator. Step 2. Approach the terminal located in our engine room. Step 3. Insert
Look at that.
regulator. Step 4. Celebrate. Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
See? Plug and play. It's like a USB drive. Or stick. Yeah. Wonder if I get anything in here. Yeah, probably not. Yeah. Why is it still evil glowing red in here? Well, it's working. What was up here? I want to see if all the other doors opened up now. Why is it sealed? It's all sealed. Ooh, our kitchen. Sealed, 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 sealed. You promised me they'd open. I'm gonna have to talk to her, and she's like, "Oh, everything's unlocked now."
What can I do for you, Captain?
I did it.
All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Let's get out of here. Ooh, yeah, this. Ooh. Do I want to take it into space? Well, I guess it got off the ground. Against all odds, the Unreliable takes flight. Perks provide unique bonuses for you and your companions. Huh. Most melee weapons can perform up to 3 quick swing combos. Some unique weapons can do fewer, or many more.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Who? Oh. Good, I've been waiting to hear from him.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the Unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't
What?
worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kilkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Fine, I'll go have a word with Glass. Why do I need Nevada to land on a planet? Slow down, you asked me to get involved with the black market. Or I could put a couple light years between me and... Can't I land somewhere outside?
Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless.
What does that even
You'll
mean?
love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, you know, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Kalkelly. In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might survive the experience. Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures more than capable of tearing you limb from limb. You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me, talk to Gladys Kalkelly.
Last person, how do I know I can trust her?
Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her.
Don't like the idea of working with a criminal. What's stopping me from just leaving?
Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place, and we can start by reviving the hope. Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
I'll put it to good use. Thanks. You can explain what the holographic shroud is. Yeah.
I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another.
What?
It has limits. First-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last.
This seems super
Very
dangerous.
simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you.
I'll put it to good use. Thank you. You mentioned this thing has limitations. People will actually fall for this? Seems far-fetched.
Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram.
Why do I need a gadget for this? Couldn't I just steal uniform or something?
A change of clothes. What is this? Some old spy serial? What inattentive and brainless guard would be fooled by such a shabby disguise? The holographic shroud masks not only your clothes, but your face and fingerprints. It modulates your voice and sweetens your breath.
What?
Science, that's how.
Oh, okay.
The beauty is they don't expect it. The shroud is the only one of its kind. We humans have a tendency to overlook the unexpected. Activate the disguise, walk past someone. What do they see? A figure dressed like a fellow employee. Don't act odd. They won't focus on you.
Wait. What's the difference between that and just getting a uniform?
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
I want to go to my captain ship. Ooh, look at the planet. Quarters. Captain quarters. Okay, that's where I can't. Ow. Thought something crazy would happen.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so this is my hidey spot now. I was looking for a place that was quiet. I figured the kitchen would be louder than the hold, so here I am. Cozy like, ain't it?
You're only here because you love gadgets.
That's in pretty good shape considering how hard Mr. Hawthorne ran it. It's a Yakita LHA 120, A2 model, I'm pretty sure. The Block 2 design scooshed in extra cargo space but didn't change the stock engines. Probably a touch underpowered, huh?
Accurate in all particulars. I conclude you are Edgewater's board-certified mechanic.
That's a ship's computer. It's not intelligent, but it does a good imitation. Apparently it is the one who actually flies the ship. Hey, how about you not invite yourself to the conversation?
Fly-by-wire's pretty normal. Or leastways, that's what I read in the trades. I've never been on a real ship before. Hello! I am not a board-certified mechanic, but my dad was. He taught me all he knew. Do you understand?
Speech recognition is one of the many skills I have been programmed to simulate.
You're not simulating it, you're doing it! I asked a question and you answered it.
I am gratified you consider this facsimile convincing.
What do you think, Predator? Is this safe to fly now that we have or got the regulator? From now on, we'll be fixing you from now on. I expect your full cooperation.
I am at your disposal, Ms. Parvati. You will find the technical schematics in the engineer's locker, though I'm afraid Captain Hawthorne has lost the owner's manual.
I don't see any holes in the hull. I'll take a good squint at her, make sure everything's tip-top. But I think we're cooking with plasma torches. You can do that, you know. My dad taught me how to make grilled cheese sandwiches with a plasma torch.
Sounds delicious. Did you learn your trade from your father? It sounds like it went... You talked to Reed. I think it's time you moved along. Break time
Mostly,
over.
Yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was.
I don't see the humor. Reed seemed to have it in for you. You worked beside your father your whole life? Did your dad ever work on a spaceship?
I'm not exactly a model employee. Not like you wanted. The kind that stays quiet and gets the right work done in the right order every day. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us.
What? But you actually are good at this, and you enjoy it. Why would people be unhappy about you getting a maintenance job? Test determines your whole life.
They're powerful good tests. They rattled off this whole list of names who'd worked on, with fancy bits hanging off them. Doctors and esquires and the thirds. Even if you don't believe they actually catch what everybody's best at, everybody's got to take them. So at least it's fair-ish.
It sounds like communism, but you actually are good at this.
Well, I'm good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much at doing such to somebody else's schedule. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow, and I've blown another deadline. Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. I didn't care much for schooling.
Right? After school, you moved straight back to Edgewater? You didn't like your classes. This has been interesting, but...
Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. Dad met me at the shuttle and gave me a big ol' hug. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower and stiffer. He made a little grunt when I squeezed.
Did you get much time with him after you got back from school?
About a year. I tried to do more of the work so he could rest. His heart gave him pains. Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects or listen to my fretting. Oh gosh. Look at the time. Sorry to bend your ears so long. And I got so much to do before this ship's in decent shape.
I think it's time you moved along. Alright, let's go upstairs and check out all the rooms. Oh, this looks like navigation. What's that? Saber. I think it's... Oh wait, no, this is probably the captain's quarters. The holograph for Red Bridge is out of your down and gives you access to the restricted area, providing you have the correct ID card. Restricted areas are uploaded, otherwise there's only. Okay, what's on this? I did it.
I so enjoy watching you sleep for hours on end, Captain. It's quite entertaining the way you drool and whimper.
Thank you, computer. What is this robot? There's no response from the automatic unit. Serial number, attention. What? Wait, where's your bed? Oh. That's a decent sized room. Yeah, I'm digging it. Looks like this is an empty or an occupied room. Is this the nerd's room?
Oh, hello,
Oh,
Captain.
whoa! I didn't see you were right there, sir. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. 3? Just 3 party members I don't have? Bathroom, shower. What else is over here? Engine room. Alright.
Want to be a brand new you? Try out our
Choose to respect, refund. Oh.
specification machine.
Ah,
Alex installed
that's
it
awesome. That's in
himself
there though.
right before he died.
I'm digging that. I'm down for it. I'm assuming one person's gonna be a cook. Always gotta have a cook.
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that's like. Something vexing you, Captain?
I'd like to know something about those I'm flying with. What's your story?
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition.
Violently enthusiastic.
That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
Were they not religious? Let's talk about something else. What were your passions about?
My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it.
But weren't they proud when you became a victor at least?
They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me. The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the Grand Plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan.
If you can't help but follow the plan, then everything you do is part of it, right? That's a convenient way to control the masses.
The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it, whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction.
Ooh, seems quite trusting of you to just sign on without knowing anything about me. Tell me again about the book we picked up in French. Remember me? What are your thoughts of philosophy? Any idea where you can find someone who speaks French? You're the only one. You're out of my crew. I want you off the what?
I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated.
Seems a bit extreme. What if the book doesn't have the answers you're looking for?
I honestly don't know what I'd do. This quest has consumed me for the better part of my life. I fear there's nothing else left to me. What about you? What's your story?
No, we don't do it that way. It's called some hope. Besides his name, oh, save me. I'm a thrill seeker.
And how did he do that? Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now?
I don't know. I'm helping him recover more of the chemicals that we needed to save the rest.
That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you?
I had family on Hope. My friends are on Hope just because it's the right thing to do. I don't know. Do I?
Oh, I see. You have my condolences.
Tell me again about the book.
Bokonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony.
Remind me what your thoughts on
Philosophism's
this
a
is.
false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the Philosophist perversion of Bokonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death.
An idea where we can find someone who speaks French?
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous Philosophist scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bokonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
Why don't you just say associated, like I'm not with anyone? Seriously, only one guy in the whole colony can... Bit of a long shot, what makes you... That sounds like a good lead.
That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
How will crew manifest help us track down your school or friend? How does this... Will Victor happen to be such highly skilled
Before
hacker?
I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
Good old prison yard tossball. How will crew manifest help us track down your school? Sounds good to me, sure.
Thank you, Captain.
Alright. Sam, I'm gonna have a word with you in a couple episodes or so. But I think I'm gonna end it there for today. I'm going to go ahead and we'll travel to a new planet on the next episode.